Dirt roads to rock crawling, two-buck chuck to screaming eagle, moonshine to 50-year-old single malt. We talk about it all here on Wheelin' Wine and Whiskey with your hosts, Jason and Chris.
Welcome to Wheelin' Wine and Whiskey, episode 110. 110.
Holy crap.
Uno, zero.
Uno's. What?
Recording
Your
on
Spanish
site.
sucks.
It's Spanglish. It's Spanglish. Come on now.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing? Who are you?
I'm going to flip this around.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Let's do this.
I'm Chris.
Hi, Chris.
I'm the co-host for Wheeling Wine
Hi,
and
Chris.
Whiskey.com.
My name's Chris, and I'm an alcoholic.
No, I'm not. Lorenzo's a freaking alcoholic.
Lorenzo, he gets saved, comes back to the studio, and what has he done? Absolutely freaking nothing.
Well, he passed
He's
out.
a useless ass.
He's useless. He's useless.
He's unapologetic.
Yeah.
You thought he would have realized how good his life was, living at the Wheeling Wine and Whiskey Studios.
Apparently it was better in a crate and a train and a railroad car.
Yeah, it was some lady taking pictures of him. I don't know. I don't get him.
Everybody
Don't get it.
has their happy place. You have your happy place. I have my happy place. And Lorenzo, apparently,
He started out so good, and now he's so bad.
he's a badass.
So I don't know. We might give
he's a
him back to
badass.
Snail Trail.
Maybe.
Just let him go live the Toyota life, and then he'll really realize that he gave up the good life with the Jeep life.
Well, he ain't here with us right now.
No.
Where are we?
No. We're in the deep woods here of... where are we, technically? Are we in Bear Valley?
We're close.
We're in Calveras County.
We're on highway, just about 4 miles north of Highway 4.
Yeah.
In a boondock campground. We have no internet, so...
And don't ask us to research anything.
No,
because
we got nothing.
We got no Google right now. We're freewheeling right now. We got no super producer. We got no Google.
We didn't bring him.
So hopefully we're spitting the truth here. We'll see how this goes.
You put him in a titanium cage, right?
I did. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He ain't getting out now.
Did you leave him a little bit of food?
I put a little ankle bracelet on him too, so
Like
he's being monitored 24/7.
A tile?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
24/7. So if somebody tries to steal him again, we're going to know exactly where he is.
Perfect.
Yep.
Of course, they have to get through your alarm system.
And there's a glitter bomb that's going to go off out his ass if somebody steals him.
Holy shit. So what are we doing up here?
I don't know.
Why
What
are
are we
we
doing?
here?
We're here for Adopt a Trail.
Yes, sir.
Adopt a highway?
Yeah?
We adopt a trail.
Well, we can adopt a trail.
20 some odd years ago, we adopted these trails up here and just below Bear Valley Ski Resort. It was awesome. So we cleared the Corral Hollow Trail today.
Oh, my God. Yeah, we did.
And we were told there were some big trees down. There were some big trees down.
But those first ones were nothing compared to the last one.
It wasn't. No. So we rolled up on that, and we had so many people up here.
Great turnout.
That people went out ahead. We had a later start time.
That's right.
10:30 to let people come up from their day jobs and
Correct.
just but some of the retired people said, "Oh, well, we're going to head out. It's cool, and let's go." And okay, so they headed up, and they started cutting on some of these trees.
Yeah.
Which is great. So we rolled up on them, and I took the tractor, aka buggy, and pulled the trees off the trail. These logs.
That's right. I was running up and back and forth.
You were doing rigging, you and Rick, and I was in the driver's seat and pulled this shit off the trail. We get through that one. There's another big tree, and Rodney, JL Latte Rodney.
Latte. I enjoyed those iced lattes or iced
So
coffees.
you were riding with him today.
I
So
did.
what's it like riding in a JL?
It's pretty plush.
I mean, It's got to be like a first-class airline ticket.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no massage seats or heated or
Did you have the AC
seats.
going today?
He did turn the AC on, and I had to
Jesus.
ask him to turn it off because it was freaking cold. I was like, dude, what are you doing?
You had an iced latte.
And well, yeah, because you put it in the low range, and the dash opens up, and a freaking iced latte is immediately dispensed. Not iced latte, an iced coffee. Let's call it what it is. But it
wasn't like airplane where the inflatable pilot comes up or anything.
Sorta. I actually got to
get-
drive his rig today for a moment
Did
too.
you really?
For about 100 yards. Yeah.
No shit.
Oh, yeah.
What was that like?
On
Did the angels sing when you popped it into drive?
Yeah, they did. But I
Wow, that doesn't sound very angelic.
I prefer.
No, that sounds more Indian, like Indian with feather, not dot.
Wow.
Sorry, just clarifying.
We're going to hell. No, it's it's fine. It's
See,
just
that's angelic.
really.
Yeah.
You think you're angelic?
That's
You have
much better
you
than
have a little
yours.
pitchfork on your shoulder and shit. I don't know whether
Don't even pay attention to that.
you ignore them.
That's all right.
Perfect. No, dude, that rig is big.
It is.
It's long. It's wide.
and it's white.
And it's white. But I mean, it's like going through some of these tight turns. I was like, dude. I mean, I'm sitting here. It's like, dude, you're not gonna make it.
But he wheels it.
He wheels the shit. He hammers.
He
I was
don't
like,
care.
Just send it.
He's got Rodney money.
He's got Rodney.
Who's
money.
like
What the hell?
10,000 times more than Chris money.
Oh, I don't have
no
money.
F's
You
to
think
give.
I have mine? I got shit.
He's
I'm
got
just
a
saying.
JL. When you see put it in low range and then an automatic coffee pops out of the dash.
Hell
huh?
yeah. I mean, and it's a gold-plated cup. I don't know. What the hell, But
With gold leaves inside.
with gold.
Gold Goldschlager.
Oh, yuck. Anyway, yeah, it was interesting riding with him. I did not bring my rig because I almost didn't make this trip. It was literally.
You're not even supposed to be here.
I'm
right
not
now.
supposed to be here.
You're not supposed to be
literally.
here.
I'm,
You're not
I'm-
here.
I'm not here. So if anybody, never mind.
Yeah, it's all right.
But I'm here. I'm happy to be here. I'm camping, and the weather has been freaking epic. If you remember our episode from last year,
Snowing.
when it was snowing and raining, and we were we were hashtag Lance life, living the dream with the heater on, and the rest of our
Playing liar's dice.
and everybody else is sitting outside freezing.
We had to close the shades. We didn't want anybody to see us how much fun we were having inside.
dry and warm and happy. No, this is no joke. Last year was miserable if you were outside.
This is perfect, though. I love it's still cool. It's not like crazy hot, but it's nice because this is good working weather here. And we
Exactly.
busted our ass today.
Apparently, I burned my neck.
You
My
burned your
redneck.
neck. You are a true redneck right now.
Yeah, well,
And I took a shower. We got these white showers, and it just was like pure dirt coming off of
my
me
God.
today.
Yeah, no.
Thank God for the hot shower.
Every time I get in the shower in my camper,
Pays for the camper.
Hell
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Hashtag Lance Life.
And I mean, I'm sitting at the campfire around the campfire earlier while my hot water heater was heating the hot water.
Oh.
And a couple of members, club members, are sitting there. And it's like, I'm gonna get. It's like, I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna go take a shower. And they're like, you're a dick. A couple of them said, you're a dick.
Nice.
I'm like, really? Well, you
Nice.
guys too could have a camper. You just need to go into debt. That's all.
That's right.
It's just payments. It's just payments.
It is.
So anyway, the weather's been epic. We had a great day today. We cleared, I don't know, what, 10, 11, 12 trees? Something.
14 trees.
14.
And the last one, so we divided and conquered because we had so many people. So you could go up the highway just beyond Tamarack is
Tamarack
where the,
Lodge, yeah.
Yeah, is where the trail exits, if you're inner from 7 and 09. And so I said, hey, let's send a group up to the top, up
Right.
the highway, come in that direction. We'll come in the other direction, which we know because people scouted yesterday. There's a bunch of trees down. Okay.
Yep.
So I said, we'll go in that direction. We're, a few of us were green stickers, so we couldn't go out on the highway. So we head up the trail, bust through those trees, bust through the other big tree, get up to the top of the ridge, meet up with the other group. I'm like, great, we're done.
No.
And I go, how'd it go? And they go, oh, it went great. This other group. No. We there's a major tree down that we couldn't handle. They didn't even try and cut it.
Well, they didn't have big enough chainsaws.
Apparently not. So guess what? Our group had to go in and clean up the dirty work. We had to go in. I mean, it was a big dog.
It was what, 40 inches?
And I'm like, I mean, between the buggy and the Unimog, we were working hard to get this thing cleared out. So we had Rick and the Unimog, that's just a fucking tractor. The buggy's a tractor. And I had that thing at low range, and I was just trying to pull that thing, and I was impressed that I could actually move it.
I think he's double your weight.
Oh, definitely double the weight. I've got more horsepower than him for sure.
Yeah,
but I was impressed at how that buggy moved that freaking log around, and we we had I look at this thing. I got the 12,000-pound Schmitty built winch on there, and so I hooked up a snatch block, and we were out on the last. You go, hey, we only got 8 wraps left on the drum.
Right.
And so I go, okay, that's fine. We'll get a couple more as we tighten it up, and that's full pulling power.
You were at about 10 wraps when you got tension.
So we were at full pulling power at that point. So in theory, we had 24,000 pounds of pulling power, right? 12 times 2 with the snatch block.
That's good math.
And then I had this old strap that I use for just Adopt a Trail because
it's a little sketch.
Yeah, it's frayed. And that thing, and I had CJ watching that thing, CJ with a CJ, and I go, dude, I see this thing like pinging off, fibers, and I'm like, I don't want this snatch block to come flying at me. I'm like hiding behind the roll cage of the buggy.
Why were we using a bunch of freaking soft shackle?
Well, no, the soft shackle was there, but you got a metal component in there, the snatch block.
Yeah.
And I can't afford that heavy duty Factor 55 shit. The thimble that would have been nice to have today.
You have that on your CJ?
No, I don't. I don't have the thimble. That little pulley deal. The thimble, that Factor 55.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's aluminum. Nice little fucking thing.
Well, maybe you'll get that for Christmas.
Still metal, but lightweight.
Christmas.
Way lighter than the snatch block that I had. Anyways. We couldn't budget, and so then Rodney, JL Latte, there
hadn't been cut through all the way.
Yeah, so I said, just finish that cut. They got into red. It's a redwood. It's pine, but the red bark, starts. And I go, I know you don't want to get your blade into the dirt, but we got to finish cutting this thing. So he made a few more whacks at it, and then it popped. Right,
and
it was fully through,
boogered up.
Now we had some leverage going in our way.
Yeah.
And we yanked that thing, and Rick pushed. It was a great video. We got a lot of different footages
That'll
of that.
Be on the gram.
And, man, what a cool thing. Pulled it and blocked the volunteer trail that was going around the tree.
Right.
Which was well established. A lot of people had gone around this thing.
But
apparently they weren't getting past where we went earlier today because that was pickup sticks. There was so many trees that we blasted through there.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's the whole thing about this Adopt a Trail is, the Forest Service doesn't have the personnel to maintain these trails.
Resources, yeah.
Yeah. And they told us, years ago, we've been doing this for 20 plus years, and they go, these trails would be long closed if you guys weren't doing this.
That's right.
Which is great. And, it's a few hours from our house, and it's a beautiful area, and we get to help out. And not only... four-wheel drives. We got side-by-sides that recreate up here, families.
Yeah.
Motorcycles and hunters. This is a big hunting area, so they're out here in quads and stuff. And so trails open.
Yeah.
And that one's open. We're gonna do some more tomorrow on Mattley Loop, Mattley Ridge. But it's a good thing. It's work, but it's fun work. And
it is.
And it's rewarding.
When you have many hands, it makes for easy work.
It does. And, the end of the day, you're sitting around the campfire and drinking your beverage of choice, whatever that may be. And you got this sense of accomplishment, that's like, hey. And it's, we do a lot of different things throughout the year, but this is one of the cool aspects, and we had a huge turnout. I think part of it is because of COVID and people just want to get out. But man, we had 35 plus people up here today.
We were able to divide and conquer.
Yeah.
And it went well. And I know that the other group that was coming up from the north side, the east side, I guess.
Yeah.
They were able to start tackling some of the areas.
Yeah, because they
Ridge.
left us the big freaking monster to take care of.
That's right.
And so I'm like, hey,
huge.
you guys can't go back to camp. It's like, it was literally like 12:30 in the afternoon when I met up with them. And they're like, okay, we'll go start the Mattley Loop Trail. I go, perfect. And I guess they cleared about 10 or 12 trees today.
That's what I heard.
And there's a lot more. I don't know. There must have been some big wind shear or something through here because there's a lot of trees down.
Well, I won't be helping tomorrow on trail.
Well, thanks for nothing.
Well,
thanks for nothing.
Thanks for nothing. I want to say that one of the things that really stood out today, and this is kind of a sign of the times, or what do you want to call it, but how dry the trail was today, the level of dust.
Dusty, yeah.
But not only that, but the areas that we would typically see water running, these I wouldn't say year-round streams, but definitely runoff streams, were dry.
Right. Well, there was a few little water crossings.
There were a few, but that area after Bear Trap Cabin.
Oh yeah.
There usually is mud, and it's usually a situation.
Yeah, the trail was dry.
It's bone dry.
Oh, no doubt. And the dust, it was indicative of coming in here to just a camp. We got a 4-mile dirt road, gravel road that we come in on, and it was dust day.
Oh, yeah. No, brutal. I was last in the line coming in yesterday, and I had to back way off because I couldn't see shit.
Yeah.
So it's a concern. I mean, a big, big, big concern. Everybody talks about
it's going to be a long summer.
It's going to be a long summer. We're worried about fire and whatnot, but wildfire. But yeah, I'm super happy that we were able to accomplish what we did today, and you guys are going to have your hands full tomorrow, I'm sure. So
yeah, we'll handle it. Don't you worry about it.
I'm sure you will.
Yeah, the buggy worked great today. I was super impressed with that, and man, I've got those RCVs in the front now, and so they were clicking. When I first put them in,
today?
And they still click. Oh, they click.
Uh-huh.
And the Facebook page, the Rock Buggy page, I was like, okay, you're standing on my cord here. Oh my God! There we go.
Sorry.
You almost ripped my earphones off. Jesus Christ!
We're in tight quarters right now.
Whew.
Almost ripped your head off.
Yeah, you did. I'm like, what's going on?
Anyway, back to the story.
So these RCVs were clicking, and I'm like, what? I didn't know what was going on. I mean, brand new axles, 300M, and you're like, okay. So the good old Rock Buggy page on Facebook, some guy posted, and he posted his Jeep and his click, 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 and I go, hey, I know that sound. It's exactly like the buggy.
Uh-huh.
And so people started, writing in and going, oh no, hashtag RCV life, that's normal, happens. A guy wrote in and said, I've had 5 different sets of RCVs, 3 of them click like that, 2 of them didn't. It just, I don't know. I got a clicking set, I guess.
Well,
it works great.
But they're not breaking.
No,
and they're
warranted. And that's what people said. And some of these racers chimed in and go, yeah, no, that's what they do. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, okay, great. Because that was like a big thing. You pay all this money for 300M RCVs, and then they're click, 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 click when you make the turns. Going straight, they don't make any noise.
If you didn't break them at freaking Trail Hero with water in your tires.
And if I didn't break them today pulling that big old monster log, I'm like, okay, we're good to go.
Is there water in them?
In the tires?
Yeah.
No. Partially. Probably about 20 gallons or so.
Oh, so a little bit of ballast.
But, yeah, it was incredible. So, I'm like, that's cool. That Facebook Rock Buggy page is great. there's a lot of good info on there, and there's people digging on each other, but it's not crazy. I mean, it's all good fun and great information. So, anyways, we busted ass today. We got some good stuff done. We got that trail open, which was awesome, and there was some Toyota drivers that you talked to.
That's right. Toyota drivers were coming up the trail from the.
So they were only like maybe a half mile in from that side of the trail.
I would call it a mile.
Mile. I wasn't a mile. There was definitely not a mile, but whatever. You call it a mile.
Yeah, but they were Toyota guys. They walked up to see what the problem was, and obviously they saw our operation going on, and they were kind of impressed. They first of all, they loved your buggy. They thought that was badass. And then they saw the Unimog and like, holy shit, that thing's sick. But they hung out and they moved off the trail so we could, because they knew we were going to be heading down the trail back towards Highway 4. But they were cool. I mean, they were young, and they had like Tundras and Tacomas, and I'm not sure how their day went after they
have scuttles and stuff.
I don't know. I didn't see that, but
they have traction boards tied to the side of their Toyota.
They were just kind of stock rigs.
Oh, okay.
But some of the tight, twisty tree areas after you summit, heading back towards Bear Trap, they were going to have some.
It's not. Yeah, it is tight, but it's doable.
Yeah, well, I mean, if Rodney can do it in that long-ass Jeep of his, I mean, that was. I mean, I'm sitting here, Jesus, you're not going to make it, because my YJ is super short. It's like you're not as short as your CJ5, but
right.
But it's super maneuverable and it just zigzags through.
So that's cool. So you were chatting it up with them. I was busy trying to pull this freaking log out of the trail. So they listen to podcasts or.
Well, they do, and this is kind of a hope. If you guys are listening, I said, yeah, you should check out our podcast. It's Wheeling Wine and Whiskey, and they're, oh, it's cool. What do you guys talk about? And I'm like, well, we talk about wheeling, wine,
and whiskey.
I'm like, oh, okay,
that makes sense.
so they're young. What can you do?
Hey, it's all good. What are we drinking tonight, Chris?
Well, we're drinking everything.
We got some Redemption bourbon here.
I'm drinking that right now.
And that's good. And we've had some high-end Redemption,
yes,
if you remember, on podcast past.
Yes.
And then I'm revisiting this Knob Creek straight bourbon whiskey. It's 100 proof. Aged 9 years, it says. Small batch. It packs a punch.
What is it?
Not bad. Knob Creek.
Oh, 100 proof. Ooh.
Yeah. And then we got this Japanese whiskey in front of us, Kokori.
Uh-huh.
So I haven't tried that yet. That was this is all compliments of CJ with a CJ.
Was that Red Lid Off-Road?
Yeah, Rusty Lid.
Rusty Lid Off-Road. Sorry, Rusty Lid
Off-Road. Have another bourbon.
Well, we've only been drinking since 4:30. So.
41 alcohol here, 41%, 82 proof on this Kokori. It looks very light. There's a lot of Japanese writing on the inside of this label. Look at that. Is that a mind fuck or what?
Dude, I can read that. I can totally read that.
There's a lot of hieroglyphics there.
It says, you're going to like this.
Oh, I love you long time. Anyways, good stuff. Thank you, CJ with a CJ, providing us with libations for the evening.
Where is he?
The other libations we have. Oh, he's back at his luxurious cabin. He's the only one. He's my other rich friend. You're my rich friend. He's my other rich friend.
Jesus,
I love hanging out with rich
having
people.
$50 in my wallet makes me rich. I guess I'm rich. All right.
Right.
So we're definitely imbibing tonight. We are,
and you know what we are. Both of us failed.
What?
On whiskey balls,
dude.
Okay,
so this was like a last second trip for me. My refrigerator in the camper wasn't even on.
Okay, well mine was, and I thought about it and I forgot about it. And I don't have any whiskey balls, and so I've got my rabbit turd ice, which is great, but it melts quick.
But I actually had the bag of whiskey balls in my hand at one point, but the freezer in my camper was not on.
Oh,
so I knew there was no. I said, I'll put it in the cooler. Well, that wouldn't have worked.
No, didn't work. Nope, she gone.
So yeah, we're rookies.
This is like a third world country over here right now. We got all this great whiskey, but no balls.
Well, it was a third world country until I took a shower.
Wow.
That's it. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I can live without a whiskey ball as long as I get a hot shower.
Right.
So,
but tomorrow's another day. This is going to be exciting tomorrow. You're going to roll out of here, but at least you made it up for.
I'm so happy I did.
A couple nights.
We were able to do that
and we did that great podcast with Hinter House and Nate.
That's right.
Last episode, very cool. And I am super impressed with his operation. And I mean, what did he say? Like a year and a half or 2 years he's been distilling.
Right.
And to produce the product that he's producing at that young of stage, I will say, man, I am just can't wait to see what he does in the future.
Well, and as the product matures, I mean, some of the stuff he talked about in that episode was, how they're bringing stuff forward.
It's all young.
Exactly. So I'm looking forward to seeing how things evolve.
Yeah,
and I know we talked about that during the podcast.
And he loves the single malts, and those like to lay down, and it's going to be great. I'm super glad that we got to sit down with him and see his operation and the community, sense of community that they're all about. I think it's going to be awesome. So we'll see. We'll see where this goes, and hopefully we get to stop by there every time we're heading up this way.
That's right.
Whether skiing or whether adopt a trail or just heading over the ridge to Hope Valley to the Blue Lakes Trail.
That's right. I want to go wheeling.
Slick Rock. I mean, there's
a lot of.
We saw some buggies heading down the hill.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
there are people definitely playing midweek, no question about it. I mean, because we drove up Thursday afternoon.
Well, they're working from home, Chris.
WFH,
in air quotes.
WFH, right? I wish I could work from home, but unfortunately, my job requires me to be
that'd be great.
Work.
That'd be great.
So, you want to keep this episode short?
I mean, it's cool. For those of you that do not belong to a 4-wheel drive club or any organization, that's fine. Just give back to the community somehow, some way,
Absolutely.
if you can. Our time's precious, and I get it. Fortunately, our club is big, and 40 plus members.
Yeah.
And almost all the members are up here. And that's impressive because we haven't seen that in years. And many hands make light work. But if you can go help out on any kind of project, and there's all kinds of volunteer days. We do, we on the IG, we're promoting the Moon Rocks cleanup.
Right.
Whatever. I mean, it's great. Go out and recreate and enjoy, wherever you're at in the part of the world. But give back a little bit too.
It's important to do that.
Yeah, whether it's an Earth Day, Trash Day, whatever the hell it is, just do something. Support if you can financially some of these causes that help protect our trails, because we're trying to fight the good fight.
We're under attack every day
and keep public trails open to the public.
Yep.
And whatever your recreation choice is, whether you're a hiker, biker,
horseback rider,
whatever, 4-wheel drive, whatever it may be, dirt bike, whatever it is to get you off in that part of the world. It's like we were at this overlook today that's just freaking incredible.
What did I say about that?
It's as far as the eye can see over these canyons, right?
And I have posted that picture on my Facebook page, and I've had people respond to me, is this real? This can't be real. This is not real. That's photoshopped. I'm like, no, this is legit real. This is as real as it gets.
So Samurai James and Lady Samurai,
right,
were on this trip. They'd never been on this trail before. And we got up to that point to eat lunch. And I go, hey, what do you think of this? And they go, this is awesome. This doesn't disappoint.
Well, I mean, they were bragging on how earlier in the trailer, saying, "Man, the vistas we've seen, the views we've seen."
Oh yeah, and then this,
and
came
then
up.
I said, "You haven't seen
just
anything
wait.
yet.
You just wait."
And they were like, "Holy shit!"
And I don't know what the elevation is up there. We're looking down on the backside of Bear Valley Ski Resort,
Right.
so we're somewhere 7,000 feet plus, and it is just cool to see people that never been up there before, their reaction, and just like, I mean, you can't help but be awestruck. And
it's literally like Ansel Adams, or it's something out of a postcard, really. I mean,
it's pretty surreal, and if it doesn't kind of strike you, then you're pretty freaking hardened off person. But you get up there and you look at this thing, and I've been up there several times, and it doesn't get old.
No.
And you're looking at, you look to the left, and there's that huge valley. You look to the right, there's a huge valley. There's still snow-capped mountains.
Yep.
We drove past some snow today.
Very little
yeah.
bit. Usually there's a lot more, but...
Well, yeah, but it's fine. But, man, super, super freaking cool. And like I told James and Rhonda, I go, they're looking out over the valley, and I go, there's probably about 2% of the population that has seen this view in person, right?
I agree.
And that's why we go four-wheeling. That's why we get out in the backcountry. This is why we see, these cool-ass freaking places. And, yeah, we busted our ass to get there, but now the trail's open, and it's good. And it's just cool. And that's what I really enjoy about getting off-road and our community that we have here.
Absolutely.
And it was a great day. We had zero mechanicals too. I gotta say we didn't have to bust out one tool. And
No.
there was times where I thought my winch was going to break or a strap. Man, there was some shit that could have gone wrong today, but it all worked out.
It did.
We made it all back to camp in one piece, and man,
Good dinner.
oh my
Good
god, that
times.
dinner was awesome.
Ribeye steaks.
Veggies, and
Corn.
and corn. Man, that corn was good.
Yeah.
So,
I got to figure out what your secret
and
sauce on that was.
we got Oreos for dessert here,
You've been
and whiskey.
pounding on those pretty good.
Yeah, those are good. I haven't had an Oreo in a while. It's good.
You got ice cream in your freezer?
I do.
Oh,
I do.
shit. We'll have to bust that out.
Yeah, we have to check that out. Hashtag Lance Life.
Right.
But anyways, great shit. And, wherever part of the world you're in, if you really enjoy off-roading and getting out there, if you can find a club to help out with their local adopted trail or along those lines to help keep trails open.
Well, take care of your land.
Yeah.
Take care of your land. Take care of where you recreate. Not whether you're a member of a club or you're just an individual with a few
Right.
friends that want to go wheeling. Be responsible. Seriously. I mean, pack it in, pack it out. Put your fire out, dead out. If you can't put your hand on the coals when you're done
Man,
putting it
whoever
out.
put out our fire last night had like a backhoe of dirt
I'm
on top
telling
of
you, I
that
had to
thing. That
excavate
was
that thing
incredible.
out. Oh my God. Yeah.
Water. But anyways,
Be responsible.
yeah, it's good stuff. But man, it's so good to be back out.
It's almost normal.
It is almost normal. No mask. And we're COVID free up here. COVID can't survive in this environment right here.
No, not with all this bourbon and whiskey.
All right, Chris. So day 2, Adopt a Trail. You and I recorded in your camper day 1,
That's right.
Friday night, and then
yes,
you
Friday night.
departed Saturday morning.
Yeah, I had
right
to-
after we departed for the trail, Mattley Loop, Mattley Ridge. We had over 30 people in camp Saturday morning.
I'd like to interject
Volunteers.
real quick that after you guys rolled out of camp, the Forest Service rolled into camp.
Okay,
I don't know if you heard that or not.
I did hear that,
Okay. Anyway, go ahead.
but that didn't help us, did it?
No, it didn't. Not one bit. Thanks for nothing.
I was going to say thanks for interjecting that. So Saturday morning, we took off on the trail at 8:30 a.m.
Right?
and split up into 3 groups. We had, like I say, over 30 people, so I split us up into 3 groups. And one group got done by like 11:30. They were eating lunch at the lunch spot.
Which group? So was that the group that went to the off-camber?
That was the Unimog group.
Were they on the
off-camber? Yeah, the off-camber area. So then I sent the other group to what I thought was to go from the lunch spot up the ridge. But they misinterpreted and went down the trail on the fire road and was clearing huge logs on the fire road to get to the trail that goes to Mattley Meadow.
Oh, my God.
Which we have cleared before.
Right.
But, we've had time. So they got to too big of timber. They had to turn around and then started on the real trail.
Okay.
And started up the ridge and didn't get very far.
Is that the trail that's usually a switchback that has the snow on it that denied us last year? No,
that's going into Mattley Meadow.
Oh, Mattley Meadow. Okay.
Yeah. So that's not what I'm talking about here.
Gotcha.
So, my group started out at the beginning of the trailhead where we call the beehives. They had bee boxes there for a while. They weren't there this year.
Right.
But it's right off of 7 and 09 and just above the Corral Hollow Trail. And you head on up and then this forest road, the real nice wide forest road that was clear. And then you bang a hard left and you start heading up a kind of rocky hill, just loose rocky,
Sure.
Nothing crazy. And usually there's 1 or 2 little trees across that section of the trail. Well, there was a ton of big trees across that section of the trail. And I was like, okay, here we go. Let's get started. Saws come out. We had to do some winching. I did a lot of pulling with the buggy. And 2 hours into this ordeal, we still hadn't crested to the top.
Oh, boy.
And I go, you know what? If it's that bad here, it's going to be really bad on the top of the ridge where the wind blows.
Right.
And sure as shit, it just was gnarly. So prior to 12 o'clock, we'd cut over 40 plus trees.
Oh, my God.
So, and people were starting to get a little tired and dejected because every time you're like, oh, it's clear as far as the eye can see. Oh, well, no, it never was as clear as far as the eye could see. So,
nice.
So it was rough, but we persevered and kept going. And then we got to, kind of where it plateaus out a little bit, but man, there was some trees on top of trees and trees that were like 10 feet off the ground that were hangers, it wedged in between other trees. So yeah, that took a little, planning. So it was good. Rodney was there, J.O. Latte, Rodney there, and he had a big 2-foot saw still. And him and I kind of game planned on how we were going to do this. So it was good. We were bouncing ideas off of each other. And so we were cutting, and then another group was pulling at that point and just clearing debris off the trail, just pulling logs.
Good.
Just to get off the trail. So we got through that, and I said, hey, okay. And we radioed to the other group, and they weren't making much progress at all. So I said, okay, we're going to stop for lunch. So we stopped for lunch, and then I started down to Hunter's Camp, where across that cattle guard to the right, and then down that snowy pass, which drops into Mattley Meadow.
Right.
Last year, I couldn't do that because I got halfway down that ridge in the buggy, and there was a big snow patch.
Right, I remember that.
And I could have gone through, but if the buggy slid at all off that patch, I would have been down a freaking hill that would have been really nasty. Yep. So we didn't attempt it, but I did walk ahead last year, and I saw one tree that was partially blocking the trail.
Okay.
And so sure as shit, that tree was still there this year. So we went and cleared that and 3 other trees and got all the way to Mattley Meadow.
Oh, cool. That's a pretty area.
So just a handful of us. I told CJ to hold the rest of his group and just go down the normal part of the trail. So we got that. So then we headed back up and met up with that group to more trees and just big ass trees, and motored through those. Well, now it's getting to be about 3 o'clock.
Okay.
3:30 ish. And, we realized that we weren't going to finish. So, and then Ed and Mike had dinner for us. We said 5:30 dinner.
Right.
So I said, okay, gang, I put out on the ham radio. I said, 5 o'clock, saws down. Everybody get back in the rig and head back to camp. we need to be back at camp at 5:30.
Sure.
And so that's what we did. So like 4:55, we shut everything down, cleared what we could, and motored back into camp.
So what was the total on trees?
75 trees we cut through that day.
Wow.
Just on our section of trail.
75.
75.
Holy shit.
And I know because we got to head back out the same way because we couldn't continue forward. And so I was counting trees on the way out. And we had other people counting. And of course, there was a discrepancy at camp, but I was hell-bent that there was 75. And then Rhonda had counted 75 as well. And somebody else counted 75. So I'm like, all right, there's 3 people that counted 75. That's we'll go with that number, you know. Some people were a little higher, some people were a little lower.
Man, sorry I missed it. Not.
Oh yeah, you're real freaking sorry, I bet. So we were all tired and just, you know, those of us running the saws were just covered in chips and
I bet.
You know, smelled like 2-stroke. It wasn't bad, you know. What sawdust is my glitter. Would you see that I posted on
Ultra 4 Jones there. Probably loves that smell, so you know.
Yeah, it would have been nice if he was there.
You guys have been finished.
He was playing firefighter or something. So I go, okay, let's get back to camp. So we get back to camp, tired, dusty. Oh my God, so dusty out there, so dry. But it was so nice. We had time to grab a adult beverage, cocktail of choice, and sit down and you know, laugh about the day's events. You know, everybody was safe. Nobody got hurt. Right. And then we had the nice hot pulled pork sandwiches, coleslaw, beans. And man, that was so good. Nobody had to cook. You know, obviously Ed and Mike took care of all that for us. And then we had pie for dessert. Pie.
Wasn't there corn on the cob too, or no?
Oh yeah. Corn on the cob. I mean, there was all kinds of stuff. It was great. So we finished up the meal, and then, you know, I went and got cleaned up in the shower, and then James and Rhonda, Samurai James, I go, hey, you guys, you're welcome to use my shower. I got enough water, you know. So they hopped in for a shower, and he came out because he was debating whether he was going to get this Lance camper or this new buggy, new to him buggy. And he came out and he goes, damn, I should have bought the Lance.
You should have bought the Lance.
Exactly. Every time you take a shower in there, I said the thing pays for itself. Nice hot shower after a long day.
Hell yeah.
So good. Anyways, we cocktailed up and sat around the campfire. And the night before, Friday night, Kelly and I ended up putting the fire out about 12 o'clock. Yeah, right around midnight.
Yeah.
And then that night, it was like 9:45, and I was out. I was done. I go, I'm out, people. And there was like 2 other people around the campfire. So it was an early night because everybody was so tired. But what I told everybody at the wrap-up meeting Saturday night, I said, look, no obligations, but I can't come back up anytime soon. So I am going to work tomorrow morning, Sunday morning.
Yeah,
and if anybody wants to join me, you're more than welcome. If not, no problem. Whoo, man, you should have seen the people hauling ass out of camp.
On Sunday morning?
Dude, by 7 o'clock, like everybody was gone except for 7 of us.
Wow.
And we ended up heading out, and that was good. It was Rodney with the big saw. Ole was there with his big saw. Rick was there with the Utamog. We had Kelly with his Jeep that he was pulling. You know, he's got a V8. So we had a good team that, you know, that we were rolling with the day before, basically. Sure. And we went back up and continued where we left off and cleared another 28 trees.
Jesus. So over 100 trees.
Yeah. So with all said and done between Corral Hollow that had 14 that we cleared on Friday, and then what the guys started on Friday there, what the other teams did Saturday, we had over 150 trees that were cut and moved from the trail.
Holy moly.
That is by far the worst year ever.
And it's not open, or that part of the trail is still not open.
That part of the trail is not. Corral Hollow's wide open. Right. Obviously, the off-camber area of Mattley Loop's open. The lower part of Mattley Loop's open, but the ridge is not. And honestly, there's a couple more weekends worth of work. So I've already had some people reach out on IG saying, hey, we'd like to come up and help. And I've got GPS coordinates, and although I can't be there, but if we can organize a group, I would be more than happy to get all the information there, get whoever the lead is in touch with the Forest Service, and they would be more than happy to have you come up and cut and move trees. But, this isn't, pull out your little old Craftsman saw. This, you need good quality equipment, sharp saws, or else you're going to be hating life all day.
Gloves, proper safety equipment, chaps.
All your you saw, people give me shit for wearing the chaps, but as well as anybody that those chaps could save your legs if something goes south.
Oh yeah, I do.
And then you need not just torques, but you need some vehicles that can put some power to the ground and pull and yank, and good winching skills and rigging skills. It's great. It's fun. I mean, I had an absolute blast, but it tested a lot of my skills out there, and I learned a few things. So that was the wrap on Sunday. And then we came back to camp. We said 12 o'clock. We said we're cutting out at 12. So at 12 o'clock, we put down the saws and we were done.
Okay.
And I marked it on the GPS as metric shit ton of trees. That's where I left off.
That's on Gaia?
So that's on Gaia.
Yeah.
So from that point, we headed back to camp and people finished packing up. And I was in no hurry because it's nice and close to home, 2.5 hour drive.
Sure.
Let the traffic die down. So I got everything packed up and had lunch and showered and hung out. Rodney and I hung out for, 3 hours or something. And then we headed out late afternoon.
Yep.
And I didn't hit any traffic. So I got home in 2 hours and 45 minutes or something. So it was great.
That's perfect.
Yep.
I do know you called me when you were driving through the the roller coaster section of, just west of Copperopolis.
Right.
I swear there was somebody in your back seat playing a flute.
Oh, it was blowing, man. It was so windy. Yeah, it was singing, man, with the camper on the truck and those high winds. I was getting a little whistle, and it was freaking blowing.
Nice.
All the way home. Altamont Pass was terrible.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it's a good thing your Dodge was already home. Probably would have blown over.
Oh, I don't think it had a problem. I don't have any trouble with that. I did. Speaking of the Dodge, I got an oil change. I took the camper off yesterday, and I got its oil changed yesterday, so it's feeling good.
Okay, all right.
I hate to take the camper off, but that's kind of my wife.
Yeah, my camper's off, and it won't go back on for like 5 or 6 weeks, man. I just, the calendar's booked.
Well, Meadow Lake's next, right?
No wheeling. Yeah. So it's just June, the rest of June and into July. I was looking at the calendar. I'm like, what the heck? I mean, it's ZukaCon. Well, that's already going to happen.
Yep.
When this podcast comes out.
Yep.
So it'll be the Tuesday after ZukaCon. So hopefully everything went well in ZukaCon. I know Justin Hall was going to be there. Of course, Amber was heading it up.
Yep.
Lady Samurai and Samurai James. So it's going to be a good group out there.
Yeah, they're going to have a good time. The weather looks like it's going to be great. So
you mean they had a great time?
Yeah, they had a great time.
And the weather was great.
And the weather was
nobody
great.
broke down.
And nobody broke down.
And there was a great raffle. There was a great raffle on Saturday night.
Time traveling. I'm not good at that.
It was freaking awesome. Great job, Amber. Let's give Amber a round of applause for everything got.
Nice.
Anyways, we will get a follow up on that, but yeah. So that was Adopted Trail 2021, and we had the most amount of people. I think I said this already, but most amount of people. The biggest saws and some of the between my buggy, Unimog, Kelly's rig, even Samurai James was pulling some massive logs.
Yep.
Everybody was putting their gear to the test.
That's cool.
And this is the first time we couldn't finish by Saturday night.
That blows my mind.
Always finish by Saturday night. And then we've also done other trails around there because it's like, we get done early on Saturday. Yeah. Let's go do this trail. Let's go clear this trail. Or this
spurs all over the place up there. So, yeah, I mean, and it's not just clearing. I mean, I remember that one year we cleaned up all that ammunition or all the brass and shotgun shells that somebody left. And I think a broken TV. Who the hell hauls a broken TV into the woods?
Figured it up. It's just like, Office Space where they haul the printer out in the middle.
Yeah, I guess. But anyway, that's great.
Shit out of it.
Don't you want to be a gangster?
That song, yeah, that's great. So Anyways,
well, pat yourself on the back. I know you guys worked your asses off. I wish I didn't miss it, but
we do it to keep the trail open, and that's the cool, rewarding part of this. Like I say, we have fun, and it is hard work, but the Forest Service told us years ago, we've been doing this for over 20 years, 25 years. If you guys weren't doing this, this trail would be long closed. And Corral Hollow, I mean, shit, we had just finished clearing that trail. We're heading back to camp. Yeah. And there was 2 more rigs coming in, and they're like, "Hey, is the trail clear?" I'm like, "Yeah, it is now." And he goes, "Oh, you guys clear it?" Yeah. And he goes, "All right, thanks." So
those are the guys in the Yodas.
That's cool. That trail gets a lot of use, and that's great. And then there's a lot of side-by-sides that go up there and stuff too, but they come across these trees, these side-by-sides. They're not going to be able to move them or cut them or anything unless they got a big-ass saw.
Nope. Hey, do you remember that year we were on that meadow coming down the hill, and we with the switchbacks with the snow and with that, what do you call, hunter's camp, and we were in the meadow park close to the forest road, and we came across a tree on that fallen across the trail, but somebody had already cut it, but they only cut it wide enough for a motorcycle.
Right.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
I was like, what a dick move, if you're going to cut the trail for everybody.
Yeah, but it's just, do you have the equipment to move that log, because it's freaking big. Some of the trees,
they cut it open for a motorcycle. They could have cut it a couple more rounds out and made it wide enough for a Jeep.
Yeah, well,
I don't know. Whatever.
They had to get to camp.
Well, good job for the whole club, and that's super cool. So
so it's 3 to 4 4-wheel drive club. You can check them out on the web there. I mean, it's I've been part of that club for a long time, and doing the safety clinic twice a year, and then these adopted trails. It's been great. So
good karma points.
Yeah, so I'm hoping we can get some individuals that aren't, don't belong to a club, and that's fine. But they want to help out. This is a great opportunity, Yeah. You don't have to be part of the club to do this. And like I say, I can get people in touch with the Forest Service if you want to go out there and tackle some of these. I mean,
key thing is, don't go alone. You need to go in a group, because, if you get into a situation and get hurt, you don't want to be out there by yourself.
Yeah, and this was the first year we had a satellite phone with us, which was pretty cool.
Oh, right on, yeah.
So, CJ passed that off to me Saturday night because he wasn't going to be there Sunday. So it was nice knowing in the back of your mind that you had, communication if you needed it, if something went south, right? I mean, you're dealing with besides a wood chipper, I think chainsaw's the next most dangerous machine known to man.
Oh, hell yeah. No, those things... They can wreck you up, mess you up fast.
So, wreck you up. So anyways, there was a lot of bourbon consumed at night, medicating and ibuprofen, and there was everybody was sore and tired, but great sense of accomplishment. So cool. Hats off to everybody that helped, and We'll see if we can get another group going up there later this year.
Yep. There's always next year too.
Yeah. Hey, so Lorenzo's back. He's here I'm in the home studio. You're in your home studio, Studio L.
Yep.
Because our schedules could not mesh up this week.
No.
But Lorenzo, I must say, is damn near fully recovered. I sent him down to the groomers there.
I don't believe
I had a mobile groomer come in, and they refused to treat him, to clean him up.
Really?
So I had to call another one, and they came out, and they're like, they had a full hazmat on suit and the whole thing.
Wow.
And groomed him up, and he's never looked better.
Is he glistening?
He's glistening. His fur is nice and shiny. His hooves are all cleaned up, and there's no traces of cocaine on him anymore.
No stripper glitter anymore.
Nope, no stripper glitter. He doesn't smell like the shea butter. So it's
shea butter.
It's great. He's doing really well. He's actually been productive around the house. He's been cleaning up, making his bed in the morning. It's been great. So I think he
There's a new appreciation.
He went through his teenage years. He learned his lesson, and he realized how good he has it here. And so he is back.
Ooh.
But we got we got a couple more voicemails. They just keep coming in. This is freaking classic. So yeah, can you roll those, because we got a couple of them here that is just priceless.
Here we go. Stand by.
Okay.
Hey, fellas. This is William H. Clinton. You
President
might know
Clinton.
me as Bill Clinton. I'm the famous guy who,
He's a Democrat.
well, I was president of the United States, but, well, if you know about cigars, you know what I've been up to. Hey, I got to tell you, I heard you found your ass, and that's just a great thing. I've been looking for ass for a long time. It's been a long, cold winter, or 7, but it's also been a long, cold summer. Hillary doesn't really put out, if you know what I'm saying. And Monica won't talk to me anymore, so that's where we are. Jesus Christ. I'm down here in Mexico, and we're looking for your ass. And I got to tell you, me and old Bill, I'm with a friend of mine, Bill. You'll get to meet him in a minute. But
Bill,
we've been looking around for some ass, and we were hoping we'd find.
what the hell? What's going on?
I don't know.
Is dog barking in the background?
Jesus.
Oh, roll the second one. I think.
There's 2? Oh, yeah. There's 2.
Roll the second one. He called back.
Sorry about that, guys. It's your friend Bill Clinton again. That was my Secret Service dog, and he found
Secret
a flying
Service
squirrel
dog?
that was a big threat. Anyway, I just wanted to say, me and my other
squirrel.
friend Bill, we found quite a bit of ass here in Mexico, and, well, we were hoping one of them was yours so we could make an impression. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'll let you talk to my other friend here. Hey, Bill, come on over here.
Here's his other friend.
Hey guys, this is Mr. Dr. Cosby, and I just wanted to say, unfortunate circumstances, but here we are, and we couldn't find your ass. We heard your ass was as good looking as the Jell-O pudding, but what are we supposed to do with all of that ass? Well, I know. Hey, you got any Quaaludes laying around? Because that's right up my alley, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, I'm glad you found your ass, and maybe we can all get together for a podcast here pretty soon. I think an interview to clear the air would be really good for me and my friend Bill. Okay, have a good one. And don't forget, I'm still getting royalties, so buy all the Jell-O pudding pops that you can. Okay.
A Jell-O pudding pops. Oh, that's great. Oh, hey, you know what? I love it. It just keeps going, and these guys are killing it. They're getting drunk and just like, okay, we're gonna call in now. What are we gonna talk about? I don't know. I'll do Bill Cosby and Bill Clinton. Okay.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, hats off to you, boys. That's great. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. I can't wait to hear the next celebrity that comes in. Our list of upcoming podcast interviews is growing, Chris.
Oh, yeah. We got Bill Clinton. We got Bill Cosby. I don't know. How are we going to get into prison?
Don't forget about Schwarzenegger.
Oh, Schwarzenegger.
He wants to be on there.
That's right.
He's talking
And
about
of
all
course,
his home face.
Christopher Walken. I'm sure he's going to want to be on the show. And Christian Slater. He's going to hook me up with Winona.
Christopher Walken like walk-in freezer, but much cooler.
I'm looking forward.
That's a great freaking line right there.
I'm looking forward to meeting Winona, but
Oh God. So there you go. It just keep them coming. And what's that phone number, Chris?
Oh, 408-800-5169.
That's right. 408-800-5169. 408-800-5169 for the Wheeling Wine and Whiskey hotline.
That's right.
And I tell you, that is the best thing I ever did. This has been great. It's so good.
Yes, sir.
we'll wrap this thing up here, but we still have the Morphlate discount code going.
Yes, sir.
So W3, the letter W, the number 3, pod, P-O-D, will get you 10% off at the Morphlate site.
That's right.
So head over to our page, our Wheeling Wine and Whiskey web page, and there is a link on there, and you can click that and go in and make a purchase and put in W3 pod, and you will get 10% off.
That's right. Everybody should have a Morphlate.
Well, yeah, and I saw quite a few on the Adopted Trail this weekend.
I know.
And he's been gaining a lot of traction, and good for Tyler. It's a great product. It's well built. It's not the cheapest one out on the market, but it is the best one because it's good quality stuff. So
yeah, for sure.
Check it out. Yeah, and then I put on before this trip, because at the 200th episode he gave me those Valstin caps, those rubber caps that just push on instead of screw on.
Yeah.
So I put those on the buggy, and this were his prototype ones, so they don't fit as tight as the ones that he has on his website now. And shit, they were great.
Oh, cool.
They didn't fly off, and I'll tell you, if they were going to fly off, they were going to fly off this weekend when we were doing all this pulling and driving around. And
they stay on better than the Dick ones do.
Yeah, and those really put your tires out of balance, I've noticed. So,
well, they're big.
Thank you, Amber. Jason.
Right?
Oh God, I've got a collection of them sitting. I've got 4 of them sitting on my workbench right now.
I've got a couple in my truck, but hey, so yeah, don't. We do have a little bit of a. We want to dedicate this episode to a great friend of ours who recently lost, and it's a kind of
today.
A sad moment.
Well, we're recording this. So, Steve Olson, he Gregorius character that went out four-wheeling. I'll tell a quick story here.
Sure.
So I met him through Uncle Jesse, which I don't know if we've talked about on the podcast. He drives a golf cart now, but he used to four-wheel.
He had a YJ, and then he had a Bronco, and now
he
he's
had
got
everything.
A golf cart.
He had a Chevy pickup. He had this cool Bronco, and sold that, and then got the side-by-side.
Yep.
His YJ he had for a long time, red one.
Yeah.
And wheeled the shit out of it on Fordyce. Anyways, so one of Tom, who I've talked about before, and so one of our mutual friends here that we go up to Meadow Lake with, and we took him out there. So he's camping, and he didn't have a Jeep at the time, and I forget. I think he was riding with Jesse.
Okay.
And so we go down from camp to the top of Windshield 5 and show him the Excelsior Mine. He goes, "Oh, wow, this is freaking cool." That road going from camp to the top of Windshield 5 is rocky. And if you haven't been four-wheeling before, you go, "Fuck, that's some hardcore wheeling, right?"
Sure.
And
just
then
to get to the trail.
yeah, that's just to get to the trail. And then we start down Windshield 5, and you hear him just freaking, MFN. "What the hell are you guys doing? This is ridiculous," And we go down Windshield 5. And then, a couple more little turns, and then you're at the top of Windshield 4, and you drop down Windshield 4. And we get down to the very bottom of Windshield 4 and stop.
Uh-huh.
And so he's getting out, crawling out of the rig, and just mortified. And I go, "Olson, what do you think of this four-wheeling thing?" He goes, "You guys are fucking insane. This is ridiculous. What the hell are you guys doing?" And I said, "Olson, calm down." And he goes, "How the hell are we getting out of here?" And I said, "We're going to turn around and drive right back up there." He goes, "The hell with that, I'm walking." So anyways, we were down there BS. So we turn around and head back up, and we get back to camp. And, he goes, "Hey, you know what? That was freaking the most insane thing, but really fun." And next year, guess what? He had a Jeep, and he was doing the trail with us. So
he did. Yep.
Really freaking cool. So his big thing was FYYFF.
That's right.
That's fuck you, you fucking fucks, right? And he said that long before I even saw it on the interwebs or anything.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know where he got it from, but as far as I'm concerned, he invented that term.
And we have T-shirts with that on it.
We have T-shirts with it. We've done several different Meadow Lake and Winter Run T-shirts, and we've included that saying a few times on there, and then so we got another shirt coming up here to honor him, and man, a Gregorius laugh, and he would
generous dude.
What was his other saying, Chris? Say yeah.
Say yeah. Say yeah.
So he just blurt that out, and everybody just start busting up. Anyways, we got some bourbon here, and cheers, Olson.
Cheers, Olson.
We're gonna miss you, man. So,
God damn it!
Just
not good, but yeah.
Underscores again why got to enjoy life while you can, Chris.
Hell yeah.
You need to work less and play more.
Hell yeah.
So you need to tell your boss that tomorrow morning when you walk into his office.
There's always these moments that kind of make you think. So,
well, I've that's been my whole motto is, I work to live. I don't live to work. And I've made a lot of sacrifices, and I don't have very much money in the bank, but I got a lot of great memories. I was going through the phone here and trying to find some photos of Olson and stuff to put together for this collage. And, you start scrolling back through your phone of all these different trips, and, it's crazy now with these phones in your pocket that your camera, and you're taking photos and video all the time that we never would have done before, did before.
Think about it. Between Meadow Lake and, going to that, you would go to Dillon's Beach or do your Christmas trip or the holiday New Year's trip.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Yosemite, the few times that he came to Yosemite for the fall trip. And then, of course, King of the Hammers. He started going to King of the Hammers with us. That's the last time I saw him was last February.
Well, that's the last time most of us saw him, because he lived up in Clear Lake. Right. And so, yeah, he left a day early, and I was just talking to Tom tonight, and he goes, yeah, I was, they had a flat tire on a trailer. They fixed that and sent him on the way. And yeah, that was the last physical time I saw him. I talked to him on the phone a couple weeks ago, but because he was actually supposed to be at our adopt trail. He wanted to go, right. And I had him all, got him all the information, and then he says, I'm not feeling good, Jason. I'm not going to make it. And I go, well, shit, that's not good also. And then I found out that, this fucking cancer came back. So
cancer sucks.
Yeah. Anyways, dedicating this episode, he was one of our law firm people, of Code and Olson. And we lost part of our law team now. Damn it.
And a patron. Yeah. So
yeah. So, but he won't be forgotten. That's for sure. The guy, he was bigger than life and lived life well. So
we will miss you, Olson. Cheers. And
I don't know what else to say, Chris.
There really is nothing else to say, Jason. I'm sad, and we're out.